Radio Wala. Radio Wala. Radio Wala.
Views expressed by hosts, guests and callers on this show and on other stations on Radio Wala are purely personal and not that of this radio station, its staff, management and owners of Radio Wala Private Limited, its subsidiaries, partners and affiliates. All calls can be used for public broadcast at another time by Radio Wala and its subsidiaries, its affiliates and partners. Now, on to the show.
It's time to go between the sheets. Well, it's been one of those days today, actually. It's been really busy to a point that I have had no time to think about what this show's going to be. Do you know what we're talking about? It's really a check. A check to see. It's really helping you change minds about certain things that you felt about sex. My intent is not to change your mind. My intent is to make you think about how you feel about this idea. Right? Just so you can think for yourself and do what you feel that is best and most appropriate for you. Is talking about sex easy for you now? Or is it still a taboo in your life? A taboo subject? Are you uncomfortable talking about sex? If so, why? And there's no bad or wrong answer to that, right? It's just your answer. Because when you share when you share what you feel, believe it or not, there are other people who actually learn because you make them think, and when they think, they obviously find some answers or change some part of their opinion, and that changes them. So it's not a lofty goal or an idea, but it's a byproduct of what we're having between the sheets, which is fun. We need to have fun and not take our lives as seriously as we normally or most often do. So if you've been listening to my show on and off, if you're a not so regular listener, but a listener, has it helped to a certain extent with getting comfortable speaking about your life between the sheets? Speaking to friends and family, obviously, not go out there and in a public space and then speak loudly so that everybody hears your personal life. No, that's not the intent. What makes you comfortable or not to speak about sex or bring up sex in your conversations amongst friends and family? Welcome between the sheets. Hello.
Hi, Anil.
Hi, who's this?
Deepa.
Oh, hello, Deepa.
I was waiting to chat with you today.
Oh, yeah, you didn't waste time, did you?
Okay. Yeah, today's topic, I just wanted to say, it is very difficult to speak to people who are very narrow-minded and they don't want to talk about. To such kind of people, talking about sex is really very difficult. Unless and until you know the person very well, you are in a comfort zone with that person, then I think you can always go ahead and speak to.
Well, Deepa, see, it's not all their fault. Okay? We sometimes use that as an excuse to hide our own insecurities about talking about it. If you are confident and you know for sure that you're doing it, you're speaking about sex, is in context, is relevant, and is important to you, and you exude that confidence in a conversation, others are forced to think a little bit before they judge you. Yes, they may judge you. I'm not saying they will not. But just because we are afraid of, that, hey, listen, they're going to be this way and they're narrow-minded, I may as well shut up. And that's also hiding behind that idea.
I always feel very comfortable talking about sex to my age group people and maybe my friends.
What about at home? Are you comfortable talking to your husband about it, or your boyfriend, whoever you have, or both?
Yeah, with my husband, it's obviously very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But
is he comfortable as well?
Sorry?
Is he as comfortable?
He's very comfortable too.
Oh, that's nice. All right. So, what about friends and family?
That's it. When it comes to family, maybe when we are in a group with elders, maybe I think it's really uncomfortable to talk. That's
the best place to talk. That's the best place to talk, man. You can shock the heck out of them. They're like, what?
When uncles and aunts are there.
You be a little disruptive. What are they going to say? Bad lady? get away from me.
Yeah, that is it.
Well, obviously we're not.
This girl is always talking about sex and things, but we are in a group when we are talking to our friends, maybe our relatives, like my cousins, But when elders are involved in, then I think it is very difficult to manage to talk about this topic.
Well, yes, look, we shouldn't go out of our way to shock somebody. Like I said, as long as it's in context and it's kind of making sense. It's not randomly you're speaking about some politics and then suddenly, oh, by the way, do you have sex? It can't be random because it will shock people. But sometimes it's fun to do that.
Yeah, we just keep on. There are some people like we can pull their legs. Kal raat kya hua ka. Like I said the other day, there are some people we can do it in the family too. But not to like uncles and brothers and all are like exceptional.
Well, cool. Anyways, I'm not going to hold my breath. I just have to do my show, and hopefully you will become part of that show, all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deepa.
I always listen to your show, all the shows.
Thank you. You should now tell your friends about it as well. Now, that may be the next step.
Yeah, I've been telling them. In fact, last week I told my brother also, that you should listen to this show.
Yeah.
My brothers and sisters-in-law,
Well, cool, Deepa. Hopefully one day they'll tune in and maybe they'll like it.
Thanks, Anil. Bye.
Well, thanks for your time. And it's very simple. What we do is we talk. At least I start talking. And you're welcome to chime in with your thoughts on the subject, whatever they may be. And you may also feel that, hey, somebody already said what I want to say. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about repeating yourself because there are people constantly joining in and may not have heard the previous caller and you're the first one they hear. So don't worry about repeating yourself. It's okay. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. दुनिया छोटी है, विचार और सोच इतने कम है कि कभी-कभार हमारे विचार किसी और के विचार के सेम लगता है. It's okay. एक ही विचार बार-बार दोहराने से ऐसा भी लगता है कि शायद हम सही रास्ते पे हैं या सब लोग गलत रास्ते पे हैं. It makes you think, hey, if everybody's thinking like that, am I right or am I wrong or are we all wrong? So कोई बात नहीं. अगर duplication हो जाता है ना, कोई बात नहीं. बेझिझक फोन करे. बात ये होनी चाहिए कि बात कर सकते हैं इस बारे में. आप किसी बात पे सहमत हो तो आप सहमति बताएं हमें कि हम इनसे सहमत हैं या इनसे असहमत हैं. इसी को चर्चा कहते हैं और ये शो एक चर्चा शो है. इट्स नॉट वन साइडेड. चर्चा मतलब आप भी बात करें, हम भी बात करें और साथ साथ शायद 3 लोग एक साथ बात कर सकते हैं एक ही विचार पे. Is talking about sex easy for you or is it still kind of difficult and uncomfortable? Are you comfortable talking to your friends about sex? Is there any incident in your life that you could think about that revolved a conversation around sex that you were involved in and it created a story in your life that you don't want to forget? Share that with us. That'll be fun. Yeah? It's all about fun, isn't it? So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about sex, as usual, but talking about sex, not doing it. Most often we do only talk more than we do, right? That's the story of most of our lives. How comfortable are you speaking about it? As usual for the new format, we do have a producer who's actually an active producer, goes out there and talks to people who find it difficult to call at this time. If you feel you're one of them, send us email with your phone number. We'll call you and we'll record your comments on the subject. And for the others who can call and you don't call, I just don't know why. I don't want to know why. I just hope you change your mind. How easy or uneasy do you feel talking about sex amongst friends and family? You may think there are other things in the world to worry about. Yes, there are other things. We're all not doing one thing at a time. There are a few things that are important to us, and a collection of those few things that are important make up our personality. It's never just one thing. Every time you think about one thing, the best way to deflect that, if it's something that you're not comfortable doing, is to talk about something else. It's like, okay, this is the cause. Let's work for this cause. Oh no, I'd rather do something else. I'm like, who says that's not important either? They're all important. But what about now? It's like when we go to the airport. We've just got to the airport for a nice vacation. And at the airport in the arrival lounge, you have posters telling you about some other place. Go there. That is a better place. Or go there. But, we just got here. We want to enjoy here. We'll go there also. So anyway, hopefully you got that point. How comfortable or not are you talking about sex? Do you feel it should still be a conversation you have to whisper? Are you in a life that you need to whisper these conversations, or can you now boldly speak aloud like you would any other thing? And that's how this question is very pinpointed to your particular circumstance. Are you in a situation in life, or a social surrounding or setting or environment in life, that you still need to talk about sex in whispers? Or have you gained the confidence, because you think it's important and a big part of your life, that plays a big part of in your happiness, and therefore you've learned to speak about it confidently, regardless of your social environment? Where do you fit in? Have you evolved in your environment or from your environment that you began to step into a new environment that you create for yourself? For example, if you've come from a really small town or a very conservative family, but you've grown as a human being from your own experiences, and you feel that this is something that you need to step out of and create your own space, where also speaking about sex openly or confidently is part of your now vocabulary. Where do you stand on all of this? I know some of you are thinking about it, but come on, give me a break. Let's think together. When we start talking about it, new ideas may evolve, not just for you, but for me as well. So I'm selfish about this. Every time I have a caller, my goal is to get the best out of you for myself. So maybe I validate my thoughts, or maybe I revalidate my thoughts, or maybe I change them or review them from your perspective. What do you say? I don't know if I'm contributing to your life, but would you contribute to mine? Are you comfortable about talking about sex? Are you comfortable talking about sex with your friends and family? Or are you in an environment that really makes it uncomfortable, that you still have to whisper about it? Do you consider that talking about sex is not important to you, or shouldn't be important to anybody? What do you think? Hey, if you're just tuning in, that's exactly what we're talking about. Almost 2 or 3 months ago, he commented about this thing where it's about the show I did on orgasms. And his question to me was, how is orgasm, he couldn't even say orgasm, he said, oh, I assume that he's really uncomfortable even saying the word. Even related to campus, are you guys promoting underage physical relationships? Now, yeah, he's entitled to his opinion, perhaps. Maybe he's in college, doesn't ever feel the urge and the hormones of college-going kids who, whether we like it or not, are going to be sexually active or experiment sexually. All we're trying to do on this show is make sure whatever you do it with some degree of safety. I'm not their parent to tell them what to do or what not to do. I'm not promoting, nor am I not promoting something. I'm going to talk about things that they're going to experience in their lives, whether I like it or not. And maybe equip them to make decisions for themselves. So his name is Puneet, by the way. Puneet, if you're listening, if you've been curious enough to tune in, that's your answer. I'm not going to write the answer on Facebook. I figured I'll give it to you here. And that's what this is all about. See, that's what we've got to get away from, is to assume we would like to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. It's a choice they make, whatever it is, including, since we are also live on Q Radio in their benefit, including their sexual orientation. Whether it's a choice or whether it's natural, it's a debate that's raging, but they know their reality, and I'm sure they're in the best position to make a judgment or decision for their own lives. Are you paying their bills? Are they coming to you for support or help? No. Let them be. Just look at them as human beings like you would somebody else, and enjoy them for who they are, the best of them. No, but we have to sit on judgment on everything. I'm equally guilty of it sometimes, but if I say it often enough, I'm sure I'll start believing what I think and start doing it. So like I said, a lot of what I say is for myself as well. And I know that it's going to be very helpful to you as well if you do it. Because what's helping me right now It's putting my thoughts into words, and those words are going to resonate. Because knowing something in your mind and then not being able to articulate it is really not knowing something in your mind or questioning. Once you talk about it, it's clearer about what you're thinking. And I'm actually talking to no particular person because what I have in front of me is a big mic. And where this voice is reaching, whose ears it's reaching, I have no idea. So it's very not intimidating because I don't even know who's judging me because I don't know who's out there. Similarly, when you call me, it's just you and me. Yeah, there may be people listening. Yeah, they may be judging, but you don't know that. So it's not going to be threatening at all. But on the other hand, you may be changing or making them think. As you would me. Any rational human being, when they actually listen, will think about what they're listening. 2, it's natural. Remember, if somebody's listening to radio, they've made a decision to listen to radio. No one's forcing them, no one's putting a gun on their head. So they're all here to listen and hopefully talk. We are willing participants, halfway there, listening, because it's a choice you made. You've kept an appointment with this content, with this program, with this show. You've kept an appointment with me. You've made time in your life to listen in. Now contribute. Be a part of it. Make this time you've spent here worth it. I promise you it will be worth it. You may not feel as confident. You may feel you don't have much to say or you don't know how to say what you want to say. It doesn't matter. Main hu na. Of course, I can fill the silence with the pre-recorded phone calls we had this morning, which I will eventually because we would like to hear from them as well. Now, it's either I do it now or I do it much later, after I've heard all that you have to say on the subject. Now, speaking of the subject, what is it? How comfortable or uncomfortable are you with speaking about sex? Especially in the company of your friends, family, and friends, family, or colleagues. Do you still whisper about it? Is it still, "Acha suno, mujhe ye karne ka dil kar raha hai"? Or are you out there and saying, I'm feeling a little horny, I want to do something. Please help me, distract me, because all it takes is to distract you when you're horny and then the moment passes and then you're fine. It's those weak moments when you succumb to being horny, right? And you want to do something. It's funny when you actually are horny and you have a problem with it. Saying it out loud actually makes it go away. Try it next time. How about you guys come and flirt with me? Come on, let me do some work now. I'd love to flirt with you. It's kind of difficult when I don't know who I'm flirting with. I mean, flirting for the sake of flirting doesn't work out. It should come naturally. It does come naturally. Only when I'm talking. I can't just flirt on the air like this with nobody on the other side. That's going to make me sound ridiculous. And I'm going to feel ridiculous. Forget about sounding it. So, well, there you go. It's a cycle. I mean, the show's been on for like 10 years, right? So I've had these up cycles and down cycles. Hopefully, we'll see this through as well. Now, again, these cycles are created by you guys out there who are listening and refuse to participate in our conversations. I wish I could put a gun in your head, but I cannot, so I won't. I'm hoping you'd want to do it all by yourself. We're talking about how comfortable you are. We're talking about sex. Another question asked by another listener was, Anil, does talking about sex make sex better? Good question. For her, it seems like it's a put-off. Talking about sex during sex turns her off. That's a new angle to this whole topic. Well, thank you for bringing that up. But don't get used to the idea that I'm going to read everything that you send me during my show. I'm multitasking, so I may miss some things. But it's best to just call in. That would have been a great question. It is a great question. Does talking about sex during sex ruin your sex for you or makes it better? If you're having sex. No, we're not promoting the idea of having sex. Underage sex. I don't know what underage sex is, but okay. Underage drinking, I know. Can you talk about sex with me? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable talking about sex with me? I'm clearly thinking it's not very comfortable. Clearly very uncomfortable. Oh, koi nahi. गुस्सा होना किसी का फायदा नहीं होगा, ना मेरा ना तुम्हारा। बस उम्मीद लेके आता हूं और अपना काम करके जाता हूं। वाह, आदाब आदाब। चलो आदाब आदाब कहते कहते एक शेर याद आ गई, शायद आपको मैं सुना दूं और कभी आप अपने लाइफ में इस्तेमाल कर लेना। काफी ठरकी वाला शेर है वैसे। अर्ज किया है, रोज कहती थी आदाब आदाब, रोज कहती थी आदाब आदाब, क्योंकि मैं उनकी गली से निकलता था, गुजरता था उनके। जब भी मैं सड़कों में गुजरता था अपने मकाम तक पहुंचने के लिए, मैं उनके घर से गुजर के जाता था। जब भी मैं गुजरता वो रोज कहती थी आदाब आदाब। अर्ज किया है, फिर से मैं कहूं, रोज कहती थी आदाब आदाब, आज दबा दिया तो बुरा मान गई। हेलो हेलो
Hello.
हाय, who's this?
Hi, this is Kriti.
Hi Kriti, how are you?
I am good, but what was that? Adab, adab.
रोज कहती थी आदाब आदाब, आज दबा दिया तो बुरा मान गई।
ऐसे बोलोगे तो सीरियसली कोई बुरा मान जाएगी।
ऐसे करोगे नहीं, ऐसे कहोगे नहीं, ऐसे करूंगा तो बुरा मान जाएगी। पर
नहीं, ये सिर्फ बोलने, इतना बोलने पे भी बुरा मान जाएगी।
मैं इतना अल्हड़ अनाड़ी हूँ। वो कहती थी आदाब आदाब, मुझे क्या पता वो एक दूसरा शब्द है।
Yeah.
So,
Hello. Yeah.
Are you comfortable talking about sex with me or with anybody else?
I think so.
Friends and family?
Family? Not really. As in,
Mom, dad?
because
you don't.
because they won't be that comfortable.
Well, it's not about you having sex, but generally, no?
Yeah, even generally, like my parents
Mm-hmm.
are not that comfortable.
But how do you know? Have you
While
tried?
Because my father sends me away from the TV room when he wants to watch a movie, and he literally and he says, "Okay, this is and not that the movie has some explanations or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing like that. But normally also he'll be like, okay, other day he was watching Omkara. I was 17 then. Like it's quite some. Like,
Which one?
5 years back.
Omkara?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, Omkara.
Okay.
And he is like, so I want to watch this movie. I don't want you in the room. You are underage. Okay, go out of the room. You are just child and 17. This is for 18 plus. It's have adult certificate. Go out of the room. And I was made out of the, sit out of in the other room.
Okay, but now that you're 18, what's the excuse he has?
Still the same thing. You are still a kid. Go outside. You don't have to watch the movie. I don't want to watch this movie with you. That is it. Okay.
So what do you tell him? All right, Dad, don't worry. I'm just going to go to my room and watch my porn all by myself.
Okay. He will have a heart attack. Seriously. If I
Yeah,
will
so
tell him
I watch movies with my 15-year-old, right? And my 13-year-old. And right from when they were children, we would watch, and every time that a scene would come, even a kissing scene, as kids, I mean, I'm talking about when they were 5, 4, 3,
Yeah.
and now they're 13 and 15. Now, as a normal reaction, while they were young, what they used to do is, when that scene came, automatically they would turn their head away, all by themselves. We didn't have to say nothing.
Okay.
And now when they watch with us, they still do it because we don't have to say it again. They just know automatically that what we're going to say, and they turn away, whether they feel, that they know much more than we think they know. But now it's just
See,
tradition.
but then why? Like, why should that be?
It's just tradition.
should-
I don't expect it to happen. See, it's just for tradition or just an automatic reaction. They do it all by themselves. मुझे कुछ कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. And if they didn't do it, it wouldn't bother me. Because at home they see me kissing my wife. I do it in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they're comfortable with the idea of closeness with people in a family or people in love.
Yeah, it's okay when we can in the. If my father will kiss, only till kissing, huh? Nothing more than that.
Acha.
I cannot imagine myself watching my parents. Whatever.
What else can they do in front of you?
Although they don't,
Ah.
but I would be comfortable because that's how I have been brought up.
So now, your parents haven't even kissed in front of you, or do they hug each other in front of you?
Not really.
Have you thought about this?
No, not until I just said it in front, as of now. I never even thought something like that.
I mean, like, my parents would be all over themselves in front of us, and we were two boys in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, that's what makes us so comfortable about the idea.
No, my parents are not that comfortable.
Would you have been okay? Would you have liked that to happen? Or you're okay with it the way it is?
I am okay with it. It's their choice. They must not be comfortable in front of us.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm going to respect their choice for that. But would you have liked a little more display of affection in the family that may have influenced the way you see a relationship? Now, because you may end up doing the same thing in your relationship, right?
No, not necessarily.
So what would you do? Would you be a little more, would you display that a little more publicly in the house?
Maybe yes, because I would be comfortable. Now that would depend upon my spouse or my counterpart, that how comfortable he may be. And that is something I won't know unless some situation like this comes up. Actually, I mean, I am okay. I don't mind. Even even if I have a friends and we are out on a double date or something like that, if somebody hug each other and being the couple, or they just even kiss, I don't mind that. Yeah, so I think it's not that I.
So have you discussed this with your mom, or would you now going forward? Maybe not your dad, but your mom.
No.
Why?
No,
Why?
my mom will be more scandalized.
She would probably
you
blush.
You know about all these. You know that this is right.
Your mom is not that stupid, all right?
Seriously. Trust me.
She's not that stupid.
There were things
Ask her.
Were things she got to know about after conceiving me, I would say.
After conceiving you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then now she's the expert. But thanks for joining me. And if you want to send me or communicate with me or send me a little note about what you think or what you think we should do on this show, email me, bts@radiovala.in, bts@radiovala.in. My name's Anil, and this is Between the Sheets.